TGIF, welcome to the daily live stream, our daily voiceover huddle. What's going on? Welcome. Thanks for coming. Before I go any further, let me just say quickly here, take a second, if you would, to check into the live chat. Make sure you let me know where you're watching and listening from. And if you have a question, today's Q&A day, so pop it in there. I probably can't get to all of them, but I'll get to as many as I can before I have to get to work, recording voiceovers and the thing that I do for a living. So thank you for being here. I so appreciate it. I'm Bill DeWees. I'm a professional voiceover talent, voiceover coach, voiceover demo producer. I've authored a couple of books on the topic, including my latest, Get Paid Using Your Voice, Get Found, Get Heard, and Get Hired. Link below in the description. Digital downloads, less than $10. And when you get that, you can also, there's an option if you want to also get the paperback as well as the audiobook is available, but link is below in the description. Well, are you ready for Tuesday? Tuesday is a huge live event training with my daughter, Mallory. Mallory, as you may know, has really made Fiverr work for her in a significant way. Mallory is a busy lady. She's she's a mom. She's a foster mom. She's my neighbor. She's an amateur gardener. She and my wife and I pull weeds on occasion. On occasion, I'm not even very good at that. She's in the process of putting. Last night I walked down the street to visit, and she and Will, her husband, are putting together a new chicken coop because they've got some city chickens. They're going to raise. She's a busy lady. My point being, she works about 4 hours a day recording voiceovers. She makes a six-figure income. Most of that comes from Fiverr. She has really mastered the Fiverr platform, and she is she's who I learned from. And Fiverr has become a significant spoke in my voiceover marketing wheel to make it stable and smooth and dependable. The thing about any kind of a platform, doesn't matter if it's online, there's evolutions, there's changes, there's software algorithm tweaks. And it's important not only to understand the basics of the platform, but also to understand what these changes are and how they impact you and how to navigate those to your favor so that you get more work, not less work. And that's why this Tuesday night class is so incredibly important. And I want you, I'm pointing my finger at you. I want you to be there on Tuesday night. And the advantage of being there live, of course, is that, first of all, we limit it to 100 people and you have a chance to interact, and it's, for Q&A and ask questions and all that kind of stuff. So, and also, by the way, Mallory has, in addition to that 90-minute session on Tuesday, she's recorded about 2 hours worth of bonus material where she takes you in the studio and shows you what she'll be teaching you on Tuesday. As a matter of fact, I made a video of her. We were on vacation together with her family last weekend, and we were sitting on rockers on the front porch of a cabin out in the hills, the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, and I made a video of her showing how she handles vacation when she's, in regards to Fiverr and the things that she does to make sure that her business continues to move and grow and stay strong. So a lot of really great stuff there. There's a link below in the description. I hope you'll get signed up for that today. Well, let's check in and see what's going on in the live chat. This is like my favorite thing of the day is to talk to you guys and to see what's going on. I appreciate you being here. Rusty, way up north in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, first in today. Hey, Rusty, congrats. Good to see you. Jason, good to see you in Nebraska. Johnny in San Francisco, which means you're up really early this morning. Ethan in Toronto, Ontario. Rocky from Rocky Top, Tennessee. Go Volunteers in the baseball championship. I didn't realize the Vols made it to the championship. Good luck to you guys. My mom grew up just a few miles from UT, and my uncle, when he was a little boy, used to ride the bus over there and then work during the football games. He would sell hot dogs and concessions in the stands many, many years ago. So big link to Knoxville and University of Tennessee. GS, what's going on in Longview? Monica in Poland, packing up to Croatia and waiting for the live stream. Monica, so glad you're here. I hope, are you moving? Is this a permanent move? Or are you going to visit? Whatever reason, I hope it's a smooth sailing. Not that you literally will be sailing, but I hope it's a smooth trip and that your visit or your time there goes well. Phil in Tokyo, I've seen a lot of information on YouTube. Here's our first question. Regarding Adobe's updated terms of service, TOS, they say it suggests that Adobe scans and uses everything to improve their AI. Is this true? I don't know. I have no idea. That's something I would ask Adobe about or read their terms of service. I'm the kind of guy, I don't read terms of service. Some people read every word, and I get that. And again, it's your business. You need to do what makes you comfortable. I never do. And frankly, even if they were, that wouldn't concern me, but that's me. Again, I'm not saying what you should do, but I don't know the answer to that question. But in the day, in this age of AI, if there are things you are concerned about and privacy and all of that, then I would recommend reading the terms of service. But Adobe would be your best source of an answer there for sure. Nephi, good morning in Knoxville. Greer in South Carolina. Jim in Memphis. Eddie, it's Eddie's birthday. Today, this bell of success becomes the birthday bell. Eddie, happy birthday to you. I hope today's a great one. I hope this is your best year ever. Mike, it's beautiful yet hot in Spanish Fort, Alabama. I can only imagine. Patty in Palm Desert, California. Robert, Atlanta. Terry in a very hot Fallston, Maryland. John says hello from Rhinebeck. Marla's in Texas. Melissa, good morning from San Diego. Tina says a good sunny afternoon from Sweden. Hey, Tina. Mike, what's going on in Oak Island? What do you suggest we send to one of our warm leads when they ask for a rate card? Well, that's a really good question. So this kind of begins the negotiating process, possibly. Here's the way I like to handle that. It makes it smooth sailing, so to speak. And now I've used that term twice this morning. Sailing just sounds very appealing to me for some strange reason. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know. Always best, if you can, to find out what they have in mind. So when somebody sorry, my wife had something important to share with me there. When somebody asks for your rate or rate card, my response I like to do is say, do you have a specific budget already established for this project? Oftentimes they'll come back and they'll tell you what that is, which is great because now you've got a starting point. You can either accept as is, great. And maybe they're even offering more than you would have charged. Better yet, and if they're offering less than what you would accept, then that's a place where, perhaps you can meet in the middle. Um, Although, it's good you should have a rate card just as a point of reference. And I do have a rate card, and it's like it's a full rate. So, if you want full service, that's what my rate card is. But it's at least it's a place for negotiation. So there's nothing wrong with sending your rate card. Nothing wrong with that. And sometimes I do too if it seems like the appropriate thing to do. But whenever possible, I like to respond with, do you have an established or do you have a budget set for this project? See what they say. It usually makes the whole process much easier. And if they don't want to, if they say, I don't know, fine, give me a rate card. Amanda, what's up in stormy Westchester, Pennsylvania? Steamy. I'm sorry, not stormy. You probably wish it was stormy compared to the heat wave. James says, good morning and happy Friday from rainy Austin, Texas. Marla, is Voice Over Planet a good platform? Voice Over Planet's been around for a long time. I'm not going to say whether it's a good platform or not. All I can do is share my experience. I spent a number of years on Voice Over Planet. I never booked a job on there, so I dropped it. So for me, it wasn't worth my time and money. Not to say that other people may not get jobs on there. I'm not, it's interesting. I can have a conversation. I've had conversations with people where I'll say, I'm killing it on this platform and I'm not getting much on this platform. And they'll have just the opposite experience. They'll be killing it on the platform that I don't get as much work from. Why is that? Who knows? What's important is that you just keep track and know what works and what doesn't so that you can always focus your resources where you're getting the best bang for your buck. So I'm not saying you will not get work on Voice Over Planet. I'm not saying it's a bad platform. But I'm telling you that to my recollection, I've never booked a job on there. So I'm not on there anymore. Monica says, have you ever done any dubbing work? I have. I've done a lot of dubbing work. Let's see here. Last year or so, I did some dubbing for a movie. It was called, what's it called? War. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the name of it. Mickey Rourke stars in it. So, it's not going to be an Academy Award winning movie, but it was it was a World War II movie set in Eastern Europe. And it was filmed during COVID, and so they hired a lot of local actors, Eastern European actors, who didn't speak well, they may speak English, but they didn't speak it with, an American accent. And so I was hired as one of the voice actors who did dubbing for that, where they would send me the video and I would act out the lines and they would dub it into the movie. It's on Amazon Prime, or at least last time I checked. Or maybe somebody here knows it and can post it. I just don't remember it. But I've done more corporate dubbing than I have anything else, where I do a lot of work for clients in Europe and as well as, geez, just about every other country in the world, but a lot in Europe. And oftentimes I'll do these things where they'll have people from the company talking interspersed with like B-roll shots within a facility, maybe a manufacturing facility, office space. And so when the maybe the company CEO or executive or whoever's speaking, they'll dub my voice in. Not that I'm matching up, I mean, obviously they're not speaking English, so it's not an exact match. We're not trying to fool people and think that it's me talking, but it's, an English version of that. So I've done a lot of that kind of thing as well. Corey says, pouring rain, great day to direct email market from Whitehall, Wisconsin. Corey, if you would, could you nudge that rain south a little bit towards Chicago? It is dry as a bone and it is hot, hot, hot. It's supposed to get, it'll be in the 90s again today. It was in the 90s yesterday, I think last couple days. It was weird. I have one of these car wash memberships. So I'm like a car wash freak. I'll go almost every day because I paid for it. So I'm going to go every day and wash my Ford F-150. So I drive over there last night when it's just, 5 minutes away. By the time I got there, it was raining at the car wash. So I didn't wash my car, but it was raining there and it was still bone dry back here at the house. But we just had a lot of new sod put in because of all of the work that we're doing in our backyard. And boy, and we've been running sprinklers nonstop. So Corey, that's why I asked if you could just to push that rain down this direction. Hey, Calvin, how are you doing? He says, good morning, Bill, and my fellow VO blueprinters from Charleston, South Carolina. Good to hear from you, Calvin. When marketing, do you ever pass on contacting a prospective client based on the appearance of their website? I can't remember that there was ever a time when I looked at somebody's website and thought, nah. Um, Not that I wouldn't. I mean, I guess if it looked really super hokey and made me question the integrity of the company, maybe I would, but I can't recall that I've ever had that situation. And frankly, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean, that they won't hire you and pay you and have a good relationship with them. It'd be worth checking out anyhow. Hey, Ben, happy Friday. How do you showcase your equipment on your website when you first started with minimal or not fancy gear in a closet setting? I didn't. And I don't even know. I don't even know if it's on my website now. Let me take a look. I might. I probably do have something now. Let's see here. Um, yeah, it's on there now. I don't think it's like what I would consider to be a mission critical thing to have on there. So before you have, but once, see, one of the reasons I got this equipment is because it's more marketable. It's sexier to say a Neumann TLM 103 than a Marshall MXL. Although the end product, you could probably never tell the difference if recorded properly in the right space and processed properly. So until you have the stuff that that you feel is marketable, don't put it on there. No big deal. And that's been in the United Kingdom, by the way. All right, been in the UK. Always good to have you on. Love my friends in Europe. I love my clients in Europe, and I love my students in Europe and those who are part of this. Someday, who knows, maybe I'll be able to make it over that way to do a workshop or something for voiceover. I would love to do that at some point. Robert, yes, that class will be available for purchase after after the live event. You can get the recording of it. It'll be available for about 5 days. The class is on Tuesday. It'll be available through Tuesday, Friday night, and then we pull it for 60 or 90 days. And then when we resell it, it's going to cost quite a bit more. So it's always less expensive to do the live or the videos immediately following. Um, Dr. Bob is in sunny Clearwater, Florida. Yeah, you're welcome, Bob. Thank you. Kurt, good morning from Greenville, South Carolina. Wally, think cool in Maryland. I'm thinking cool. My body's not caught up with that yet, but I'm working on it. Joy says hello, everyone from Southfield, Michigan, where we're recovering from some severe weather that rolled through yesterday. Oh, man. Sorry about that. I hope everything's okay. Eddie says, who's celebrating a birthday, by the way, yay, I got the bell. Yes, you did. John, happy Friday from Denver. Theo says, happy Friday to all from downtown Chicago, and happy birthday to Eddie. Y'all, it's a gorgeous day to be hanging out with my VO friends. I'm glad you're all here. Well said, Theo. We've got Christopher in Dubuque, Iowa. Hey, Christopher. Uh, Joy, well, what I'll tell you, in my voiceover blueprint, I do have some templates that I share for those students, but I can tell you generally what Joy's asking about template for cold email marketing. The thing to keep in mind is always keep it short. And I'm going to end on this question here, and then we'll do some shout outs. Always think from the standpoint of the client. You're not the most important thing to them. I'm not. When we're marketing, they could care less about us. They don't care until they need us. So what our job to do is to get on their radar so that when they do need us, they think of us. And then that's when we can start to build that relationship. So keep it short. Resist the temptation to tell them the story of your life because, frankly, they don't care. And that's the temptation, I think, especially of creatives, love to tell their story. And I understand that. They won't read it. They don't care. You've got about 3 seconds to get their attention. Always keep that in mind, if that much. Even if they read it at all, and a lot of these get deleted, there's nothing we can do about it. That's just why we have to do everything in large numbers. But for those who look at it, you've got just a couple of seconds to capture their attention. So don't do a cutesy heading or subject line. Just keep it it can be professional voice talent or voiceover or something very simple. My emails are no more than like 3 or 4 lines typically. I introduce myself, and the objective is always, are you currently accepting voiceover demos? Are you accepting voiceover demos? That's always my pitch line. Or I'll direct them, say, I invite you to review my demos at this website. If I can ever be of service, let me know. Joy, keep it very, very simple. Becky is in England. Yeah, she's got there it is. You're waving the flag there. Love it. Hope all is well in the UK. Weather is actually sunny for a change, right? I always hear it's very cloudy, rainy on a pretty consistent basis. Makes my recording sound chirpier knowing it's sunny outside of my sound booth. Becky, that's great. Great to have you on this morning. Christopher says, War Hunt. Christopher, that's the movie. War Hunt is the movie. That's the movie I did the dubbing for. And for those of you, here's your homework. If you're up for it this weekend, watch the movie. See if you can find my voice. It's not in there very much. One of the coolest parts of it that I did end up getting cut. There's an opening scene of a plane crashing, and they had me, and I'm sure a lot of the other actors who did this as well, do a lot of screaming and yelling and like they were in the airplane that was going down. Well, in the final cut, they edited out that audio, which I think makes sense. As I watched it, I thought, I don't think I would use that audio either. But I'll give you a hint. One of the scenes is where I'm talking directly to Mickey York as he's getting out of a Jeep. That's one of the scenes. Watch for that. War Hunt 2022. There you go. Yep, Johnny got it. Got it. Yes, thanks, guys. Thanks for I couldn't think of that. Jonathan says, truly appreciated your voice of reason this week. Division and subtraction are always a step backward. Focus on adding skill and clients and multiplying income and growth are always a step forward. There you go, Jonathan. Thank you. Good to see you. Jolie says, I'm going to Grandma's Marathon. My first thought was your Grandma's Marathon. Yeah, I think that's what they call it, right? I think I've heard of that, Grandma's Marathon. And my friend is running in Duluth. It will be rainy and cool. Well, probably great for the runners. Theo says 53 on the stream right now, but only 7 likes. What? Theo says, we can't stand for that. Don't forget to click that like button and get us up to 50. Thank you, Theo. Appreciate that. Again, Theo's my hype man. Hey, Mike, how are you doing in New York, PA? How extensive has your training been for sound engineering over the years? And how much training would you say is necessary? And we're going to end it on that question. Then I'll mention the other names that are on. But The answer to that question is I've never had any formal engineering. Now, my son Alex, he's a formally trained audio engineer. I was not a formally trained audio engineer. It's funny because I worked in radio for a long time. People thought I knew a lot about audio, and I knew next to nothing about audio. I mean, I knew how to turn on a microphone, knew how to play a record or a card or, all this stuff you had to do in the studio. Nothing about audio. Don't ask me to wire up anything or hook anything up. However, when I got into voiceover, I realized I had to learn. So I learned by just doing. I did a lot of experimenting, and a lot of my earlier stuff, if you were to listen to it, it's not that great. I still got work because I worked my butt off and I did it in high volume, but it didn't sound that great. But what I did, I studied, I listened. One thing I have is a good ear. I'm a musician that learns to I play by ear. That's how I'm able to hear it. So if I can hear it, and then I can duplicate it. And so that's what I've done with audio over the years. I listen intently to good voiceover audio, like on TV commercials, and then I've sought to duplicate that. I've also watched extensively a lot. I mean, I don't know how many hours of voiceover videos from music producers, not voiceover people, but music producers, studio engineers, people who really understand how all this stuff works. I'm not saying no voiceover people do, but I'm saying, but when you're dealing with professional engineers who work with world-class recording artists, these people know stuff. They understand compression, they understand EQ. And so I've been able to pick up a few things along the way as I've studied that. So that's the school of hard knocks. That's the school of engineering that I went to. All right, Casey, thanks for being here. Hey, Jim, Zach, we've got Connecticut checking in, Seth in Springfield, Oregon. And Phil, also being my hype man today. Thanks, Phil, reminding everyone to hit the thumbs up before you leave. Guys, thanks for being here. You are greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful weekend. My oldest grandson and I are headed off to the Dayton Air Show in a couple of hours, where it's our second year to do that together. It's going to be pretty awesome. The kid knows everything about every piece of military equipment. I mean, I don't care if it's tanks, jets, what country it is. He even knows how much they cost. Who knows that? The kid is an encyclopedia. He will be talking to me nonstop all the way and all the way back, filling my head with all kinds of knowledge. And I'll try to retain as much as I can, but he is going to we'll both have the time of our life. It's going to be great. And for those of you maybe that are there, hopefully I'll see you there. Have a great day, guys, and a great weekend. We'll see you soon.